Hi everyone, here is Frankie again. I'm going to talk about the glutathione and the human immune system. This is my next chapter. You can see it's maybe I'm not talk about just from the air. I'm going to talk about from the book. This book was written by doctors about glutathione and about the immune system. I'm going to read because it's must trustable. If you think I'm not talking about any miracle thing, I'm going to talk about fact. The immune system. It's surprising how many people still believe that catching a cold is the result of sitting in the draft or going out with wet hair. It is a simple and well established fact that the common cold is a contagious, transmittable disease. We don't catch cold from cold air, in spite of disease name. Both the expression and the misconception are deeply ingrained in our culture, but it is exposure to actual virus that causes illness. Others might blame their cold on being stressed out, overworked, or having exercised too much. They are much closer to the truth. Although these factors in themselves do not cause cold, they do make us more susceptible to the cold viruses. By overdoing it, these patients have temporarily diminished their immune resources and suffer the consequences. The virus overpowers them. Most visits to the doctor follow the failure of the immune system to deal with the particular threat. The good news is the immune system can be reinforced. Few people are aware of this, even those who consciously work at their well-being. Many of us know well enough how to take care of the heart and the muscles, but only a few pay attention to the immune system. Even tough, this is our frontline defense against all infections and destructive attacks. To maintain a good immune response, we should exercise regularly, 45 to 60 minutes, 3 times weekly. Eat regular and varied meals, maintain an ideal body weight, sleep regularly, 8 hours for young adults, less for the elderly. Supplements our diet with vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, avoid undue stress, and funnily enough, laugh a lot. We should also avoid radiation and toxins abuse of tobacco, alcohol, caffeine, and unnecessary use of antibiotics and steroids. The immune defense is an extraordinarily sophisticated system. Microscopic examination of any part of the human body shows it teeming with microorganisms such as bacteria, parasites, and fungi. And that's just inside us. The environment from which we got our air, water, and food is also saturated with microorganism. It is amazing that we survive at all. Traditionally, we consult physicians only when a disease has actually taken hold. Often the doctor launches on offensive or attack strategy with antibiotics, antiviral compounds, or chemotherapy in an attempt to exterminate the invader. Despite drug side effects and other drawbacks, this offensive strategy has proven widely effective. It's the best way we found to fight the war. But it's preferable to avoid the war altogether. After all, the battleground is your body. Even when medicines wins, the carnage remains. Drug side effects and chemotherapy after effects are like the random destruction of war in which innocent bystanders die. We can't overemphasize the value of defensive strategy, a preventive medicine that stops invader, establishing a beachhead, and avoids all-out conflict. An optimized immune system is without question the best prevention. We can do this by nurturing and feeding it just as we tend the rest of our body. The immune response. Mm-mm. The immune response. The immune response seeks out, identifies, and attacks threatening microorganisms, allergens, cancer cells, and grafted tissue, collectively called antigens. The body's reaction is called an antigen response. When a pathogen enters the bloodstream, immune cells are activated. There are several types, including the polymorphonuclear cells that form pus. These large cells simply engulf pathogens and digest them. The smaller but much more sophisticated lymphocytes deal with pathogens by adopting a specific defense to them. B cell lymphocytes identify pathogens and mark them as target for T cell lymphocytes. Helper T cells alert immune cells to join the battle. Killer T cells destroy the intruder and suppressor. T cells switch off the immune response when the job is done. The healthy immune response can become compromised. However, there may be too few immune cells, the cells themselves may be incompetent, or they may be overwhelmed by the particularly aggressive pathogen. In many cases, the adaptive side of the immune system identifies, subsequently remembers, the chemical signature of the pathogen and is able to handle it more effectively the next time around. This leads to partial or complete immunity. For example, you only catch the measles once. The immune system is impressive but not infallible. It can sometimes respond, go treats as if they were non-treat, and to normal metabolic function as if they were attack on the body. We want our immune response to protect against infection, ignore harmless substances, accept transplanted organs, not attack its own organs, and protect the body against carcinogenesis and tumor growth. We want to avoid recurrent infection, allergic response to harmless substances, rejection of transplanted organs, autoimmune disease, in which the body attacks its own system, and the cancer. The two most common unwanted immune responses are autoimmune disease and allergies. In autoimmune disease, the body mistakes normal tissue for a foreign antigen and attacks it, leading to the destruction of the healthy tissue. In the case of allergies, the immune system mistakes a harmless substances for a potentially dangerous one and react with an aggressive, sometimes deadly response. Lupus, myasthenia gravis, chronic fatigue syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, polymyositis, scleroderma, Lou Gehrig disease, ALS, Graves' disease, Crohn's disease, the immune system, and the glutathione. Our account of polymorphonuclear cells and the lymphocytes in the previous section describes only a part of the immune system. B cell lymphocytes account for about 10% of all circulating lymphocytes and work by releasing immunoglobulins to attack and destroy invading pathogens. About 80% of lymphocytes are T cells. When this system is disrupted, the doors to infection open and health is compromised. For example, the human immunodeficiency virus HIV destroys helper T cells and leaves killer T cells cut off and powerless. As a result, invading microorganisms that the body would normally shrug off are able to cause the severe infection that characterize AIDS. GSA plays a central role in the functioning of our immune cells. Dr. Gustavo Buono, a leading expert of GSH, says the limiting factor in the proper activity of our lymphocytes is the availability of glutathione. This is strictly clear in the example of the human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, the cause of AIDS, chapter 12. AIDS is essentially T cells dysfunction. Patients typically suffer from low GS glutathione level and especially from low T cell GSR count. Several studies have shown that glutathione levels can predict an AIDS patient's chances of survival and quality of life. Healthy growth on activity of immune cells depends upon the availability of glutathione. Experimental depletion of glutathione severely diminishes the ability of these cells to fight pathogens and leaves the door wide open to disease. The numerous studies, the level of intracellular GSH in the lymphocytes corresponds directly to the effectiveness of immune response. In the simplest terms, glutathione is a sort of food for the immune system. In some autoimmune diseases, such as rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, SLE, and in normal aging, T-cell lymphocytes show a weakened response to antigens. In addition, these chronic inflammatory conditions have been associated with low serum and red blood cell glutathione concentration. A lymphocyte attacks the pathogen by releasing powerful oxidizing chemicals such as a peroxide and protects itself against these chemicals by neutralizing them with glutathione. Also, lymphocytes must replicate themselves over and over again, monoclonal expansion. In order to attack the whole pathogen population, this requires the use of oxygen and releases further oxidants. In order to continue multiplying efficiency, glutathione is once again required to counteract the effect of oxidation. So fighting of infection consumes the glutathione in two ways. By using it to stabilize free radicals and also to grow immune cells. This is apparent in acute infections such as bacterial pneumonia, in chronic infections such as hepatitis C or AIDS. Glutathione depletion is even more pronounced. Recent research has demonstrated that elevated glutathione levels enable the immune system to address the infection more effectively. Dr. Bunos, with his McGill University team, measured the immune response of laboratory animals which specifically prepared bioactive whey protein isolate rich in glutathione precursors. These animals demonstrated both higher intracellular GS levels and heightened response to immune challenge, and strategically, animals fed a similar diet of cysteine enriched casein did not benefit from the same effects. So the protective activity of glutathione is twofold. It enhances the activity of immune cells and also functions as an antioxidant with them. What is do and what does it do and what don't? Do exercise regularly, eat regular varied meals, maintain ideal body weight, sleep regularly, supplement your diet with vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, avoid undue stress. Laugh a lot. There, people, what I'm talking about is the secret of your heart. If you know anyone who's suffering any disease, what you heard, what I was talking about, just contact with me, info@ferencbujdoshow.com, or write a comment just below this video, or send me a message through YouTube, or visit my blog, which is ferencbujdoshow.com, is ferencbugdos.com, or do anything to contact with me, and I'm going to tell you more information. Just a little bit more. The next video I'm going to tell you which part in the body can help glutathione. See you in the next video.